Imagine how you would feel if you were a Neanderthal living in a world populated exclusively by modern-day humans. Dr. Julian Reed is an expert on Neanderthals. He believes that Neanderthals were just as smart as modern-day humans, Homo sapiens. He theorizes that it can be proven by cloning William, the only Neanderthal body that exists today in non-fossilized form. However, so far no one has been able to figure out a way to successfully clone the Neanderthal. Dr. Barbara Sullivan is an expert in reproductive endocrinology and bioengineering. She is fascinated by Julian's ideas and attends his lectures frequently. She approaches him, claiming she knows a way to do it. They discuss it in detail and conclude that it can be done, but it would be expensive and time-consuming. Julian takes her to his home and shows her two stone spears. One was carved by ancient Homo sapiens and the other one by the Neanderthal. They seem to be identical, supporting his idea that Neanderthals weren't dumber than Homo sapiens. Julian and Barbara are drawn to each other. They become romantically involved and start working together on the cloning project. Concerned about the ethical implications of the endeavor, their superiors at the university shut down the project. Refusing to give up, Barbara suggests they finish the work by themselves. She volunteers to carry the Neanderthal embryo, drive to Nevada, and get married by an Elvis impersonator. 9 months later, Barbara gives birth to the Neanderthal baby. The nurses are shocked by the baby's unusual appearance. Julian informs his superior at the university that he and Barbara finished the project, despite their objections. The university leadership reluctantly agrees to back the project and not take any action against Julian and Barbara. The next day, Julian holds a press conference where he presents the breakthrough to the world. The newborn child will be known as William, just like his original counterpart. Godwin Thomas, a fellow scientist who found the original William, congratulates Julian on the remarkable achievement. 18 years later, an adult William says goodbye to Barbara and moves into the secluded lake house where Julian lives. He is fascinated by the stone spear made by his long-lost ancestors. William meets Sarah, the woman Julian is now involved with. Later that evening, they have dinner. Julian explains that William's body needs 20% more calories than a human would, and his diet must be rich in proteins. Julian tells William that he's proud of him, and that he can achieve whatever he wants because he's smart. Despite not being related, Julian and the boy have a strong father-son bond. In the morning, Sarah helps William with his studies. He is struggling with abstract concepts. William doesn't like metaphors. He thinks they take us further from the truth, not closer. Turning back to when William was a baby, his appearance initially created a major backlash from the anti-cloning community. Meanwhile, Julian and his team closely study William as he grows up. The research clearly shows that William has developed faster and exhibits equal or greater intelligence compared to Homo sapiens children. Trying to protect the baby from human pathogens that Neanderthals wouldn't have immunity for, Barbara and her colleagues work in biohazard suits when they're near him. But William gets infected anyway. He cries for his mother. Being emotionally connected to the child, Barbara comes in to comfort him without the suit. It turns out William's immune system is extraordinarily robust and adaptive, so his body defeats the virus easily. Julian continues treating William as a lab project, while Barbara develops strong maternal feelings toward the boy and wants him to have the freedom to live a normal life for a child his age. Their disagreements about the boy's future lead to them breaking up as a couple. With the assistance of Godwin Thomas, Barbara manages to convince the university to permit her to take William out of the lab and start a normal life with him as his mother. They travel on a ferry to a secluded community in the mountains, fearing unwanted media attention. William is happy and excited about this new chapter in his life. Barbara gets a job as a doctor in the local clinic. She and William move into their new apartment. The boy likes his room a lot. William is put into a special experimental school where his particular circumstances will be taken into consideration. He is introduced to his teacher and his new classmates as his parents watch him. Julian slowly changes his mind about William's newfound freedom. They have dinner, and then Julian shows him different cards, testing his reactions. He enjoys spending time with the boy. Julian sees a big future for him. Turning back to adult William, he is exceptionally athletic and enjoys doing pull-ups. Sarah continues tutoring him. William is frustrated with a literature test, which in his view was made by people who try to force their own interpretations of metaphors on him, essentially forcing their vision of the world onto him. Going back to when he was a child, William enjoys singing in class. He rides a bike and encounters bullies riding their bikes near him. Tries to get away from the bullies as they chase him, but crashes into a bridge, falling from his bike. The bully tries to hit William, but ends up regretting it, since William is exceptionally strong and easily squishes his hand. This incident gets William into trouble. The other boy's parents want to press charges, but luckily there was no permanent damage, so the police consider the matter closed. Barbara advises William to never do something like this again, because people don't understand his unusual circumstances. Interested in his ancestors, William looks up information about Neanderthals on the internet. Barbara gets a new boyfriend, so Julian doesn't want to be around them as much as he used to. He sends a grad student to conduct regular tests with William instead of coming himself. A few years later, a teenage William takes a test in school. He breaks pencils as his hands apply too much force when he writes. William talks to Judy, a straight-A student who he has a romantic interest in. He struggles with humor and casual social interactions. He goes camping in the mountains with his friends. They set up a tent in front of a lake and start a fire. William loves it here. They are soon joined by an adult man and woman who are enjoying nature as well. The woman takes an interest in William's unusual appearance. He admits to them that he is in fact a Neanderthal, which they find extraordinary. Later, William helps Judy with her preparations for the play, where she and William play key roles. The play starts. William's character, a British soldier, defeats a pirate in a sword fight and saves the damsel in distress played by Judy. Barbara is watching the play in the audience. In the next scene of the play, William and Judy sing about their love for each other. They passionately kiss, ending the play. But Judy gets embarrassed when William tries to kiss her again. The play is a big success. The audience responds with standing ovations. Judy hugs her boyfriend as William leaves the stage. The psychological pressure of being an outcast is getting to him. The school principal informs Julian and Barbara that William has a problem with standardized tests, mainly because he's unique. His way of thinking is different. That is why Barbara withdrew his college application. Julian is upset because he thinks that with the right tutoring, William can get into college and he wants the boy to come live with him after graduation. The principal advises them to ask William what he wants because he's not a child anymore. William is informed by his friends that Judy got into Columbia. He is troubled about what he's going to do with his life. Julian is trying to convince William to come back to the lab with him in order to continue the research. Barbara opposes it. William wants to be a student at the university his father teaches in, but he wants to earn it. Promises Julian that once he is a student there, he will participate in the research. William moves to Julian's place after graduation to prepare for the tests and apply for college again. Despite Sarah's efforts, William's performance in standardized tests is still unsatisfactory. Julian is furious. Saddened by his inability to please his father, William cries. Sarah tries to comfort him. They go for a hike in the forest. Sarah tells William that her parents were also very strict. Her mother beat her with a ruler for anything less than an A, and her father worked day and night to pay for tutors. At the time, she hated them for it, but she doesn't anymore. Although she is not sure if she is happy with where she is in her life now, as she ended up with a man who was just like her parents. Sharing their pain with each other made them realize how much in common they have. She asks him how it is possible that he loves to sing, but the metaphors in the song lyrics don't bother him. William just ignores them, but he loves the melody and rhythm. They walk for some time, then stop. They are drawn to each other and start kissing. Later that day, William brings Sarah flowers. Julian figures out that they are now romantically involved, but they don't say anything to each other, pretending nothing happened. William looks again at the Neanderthal stone spear. He is disappointed that he can't live with his own people, as they are extinct. In the morning, Sarah drives William to his high school. He takes a test and breaks pencils again, making him remember once again that he is not human. He looks at his fellow students trying hard to pass a test, realizes that he is nothing like them, and decides to just leave. In the store, girls laugh at William's appearance as the store clerk judges them for it. Troubled by his inability to fit into human society, William walks the streets rethinking his choices. He visits a museum and talks to Godwin Thomas. She asks William what's on his mind. Godwin asks him if he would like to see the remains. They go in the back, and she pulls out a chamber with a perfectly preserved body of the original William, the Neanderthal from whom the boy was cloned. He inspects the body of his ancient double with the utmost curiosity. William asks Godwin's opinion on why Neanderthals died out. She believes that Homo sapiens developed advanced speech, which led to storytelling, which led to close groups working together in unison, while Neanderthals lacked the capacity to bond with each other. Struggling with understanding human storytelling himself, William questions her reasoning. Godwin encourages him not to feel less human, simply because he is different. But William feels like he doesn't belong in this world any more than his dead ancestor. Sarah is looking for William because he didn't show up after school. She calls his mother, and they look for him together. Meanwhile, William sneaks into one of his father's lectures. He tells the students that William has recently graduated high school and is ready to participate in the studies here at the university. William realizes that even now, many years later, Julian still only cares about proving his theories about Neanderthals. William gets up and stops his father, saying he won't be participating in the research. Upset by his father's words, William runs away. Julian catches up to him at the entrance. He orders the boy to go back to the house, and they will talk about this later. Julian still tries to stop him. The stone spear comes out of William's pocket. William picks it up and hits Julian hard with it. He regrets it, but has to run because everyone is watching and filming it. The police are looking for William, as the injured Julian is taken to a hospital. William goes back to school. Sarah and Barbara are looking for him too. He comes out of the school, and the police officer points a gun at him. Sarah tries to talk to him, but the police stop her. William reminisces about the incident in his childhood when he attacked the bully. Feeling he has no way out, He attacks the police officer and gets shot on the spot, as a heartbroken Sarah is taken back by the police. Sometime later, Sarah gives birth to William's son, a half Neanderthal, half human baby. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.